Well, hey there, everyone, and welcome back to UTubeFoundry. I'm Richard, and today I'm standing on a local railroad track. I don't know if it's the wisest thing to do, but I think I'm pretty safe for the moment. So, the railroad is really useful when we're trying to transport a large amount of goods over a long distance very efficiently. But there are other tools for transporting. Sometimes you transport using air, sometimes you transport products using the roads, and we use each tool depending upon what's most appropriate at the time. YouTube also has different tools available to you. Primarily, there's a desktop tool and there is a mobile app that you can download to your phone. And each tool has its pluses and minuses. Each tool has its different capabilities. What I want to do is go in and take a look at the comparison between the desktop tool and the mobile app to see which one has the tools you'll need for any given point in time and why you actually need access to both tools. So I'm back in the office, and I thought it would be useful to compare the desktop tool for YouTube to the YouTube app and the YouTube Studio app. Now remember what we said in an earlier video. The desktop is sort of an all-in-one tool. You've got the desktop tools, you've got access to editing, and you've got access to the studio and access to all the analytics, all in one package. On the mobile device, you're going to have two apps. You're going to have the YouTube app and the Studio app and download both of those in order to get the same capabilities or close to the same capabilities. There is a difference between them, and I think it's important for us to see what those differences are. There's one thing that you can do on the app that you cannot do on the desktop, and there's about 5 things you can do with the desktop that you cannot do without the app. So you're going to kind of need both of them. So let's just go look at a side-by-side comparison of the YouTube app, the Studio app, and the desktop application. So what we see on this screen is we see a comparison that I did. Now, it's not going to be perfect. I didn't necessarily get all of the information I needed to get, and I may have missed a couple of things, a couple of comparison items that you might identify that you say, can both apps do this? So first of all, I want you to see that there's a lot of places on this where if you combine the YouTube Studio app and the YouTube app together, you can get most of the same capabilities that you get on the YouTube desktop. But remember, you're going to need both the YouTube app and the Studio app on your phone to get these things. So with the YouTube app, you can do similar things. You can view content, you can edit titles, you can schedule release dates. Now, you can insert tags and check that altered content box on the YouTube app if you originally set them up using the desktop. So if you set up your video on desktop and you put in tags, you're going to see those tags in the app, and you're going to be able to edit those and add tags. But if you didn't set it up originally, there's no real tool in the app that allows you to do that. You can also do things like you can upload videos, upload shorts. Now it's interesting, you can edit shorts using the YouTube app, but you cannot do that same editing on the desktop application. So if I take a short video and I want to upload that, I can edit the length of that video and cut both off the ends and off either end of that video. I can also add text and add other aspects to that on my phone app. I cannot do that with the desktop application. Now, there's some things I can do with the desktop application that I cannot do with the YouTube app. I can edit thumbnails. I can put in different thumbnails, add thumbnails, take thumbnails out, set up a thumbnail comparison test with the desktop. I cannot do that with the app. I can also add an end screen using the desktop. I haven't been able to find out how I can do that using the app. Community posts are interesting. I can make very simple community posts with the app. I can just, like say, here's something I want you to see, but I cannot do things like doing polls or that kind of thing with the app. I have to go to the desktop application in order to do that. With the YouTube app on my mobile device, I cannot make those complex, more interactive kind of community posts. Other things I can do with the application on my desktop, but I cannot do with the app, is I cannot edit my channel settings. using either the YouTube app or the Studio app. It should also be interesting to note that when I'm looking at analytics, most of the analytics, generally speaking, are going to be available both on the Studio app and on the desktop Studio application. However, I'm going to get a whole lot more detail with the Studio application on my desktop than I'm going to get with my Studio app on my mobile device. Now, I also, another interesting thing I cannot do or haven't been able to figure out how to do with the Studio app or the YouTube app on my mobile device is how to access the content creator music. That's something I can do with my desktop application, but I haven't been real successful figuring out how to do it with my YouTube app or my Studio application. Now you can use both the Studio app and your desktop to check your earning status. In other words, to tell you whether or not you've reached any of the statuses where you can apply for monetization. You can also check your revenue stats using both devices. How much revenue have you earned this period, this month, the last 28 days, however you want to look at it. So the revenue analytics are pretty similar between the two. But again, on the desktop, you can go into a whole lot more detail than you can on the app that's on your phone. Generally speaking, if you combine the YouTube app and the Studio app on your mobile device, you're going to get most of the same functionality that you would get with the desktop. There's just going to be some things you can't get to with the desktop. I haven't been able to figure out if my vidIQ add-in can be used on the phone. I don't think it can. I haven't been able to figure that out. I could be incorrect in that. But I know if I have the vidIQ add-in on my desktop, it works right in very well with my desktop application for YouTube and YouTube Studio. So I'm able to do things like generate AI-generated thumbnails. It'll do AI-generated titles for me. I can also do some keyword searches. I'm limited to how many of those I can do with the free version of vidIQ, but if I have the paid version, it integrates in very, very nicely as well. So those are some of the things where I've compared the desktop application for YouTube and the mobile device apps that you would want to download onto your phone. Hopefully this was helpful. Hey, if you like the video, click the thumbs up down there. Make sure and subscribe to the channel if you like the channel. And if you do subscribe, we also want you to click that notification bell so that when we have new videos come out, you'll be sure and be alerted to those. In the meantime, stay on YouTube, stay safe. We'll see you real soon on YouTube Foundry.